What's going on, guys? Let's see. This is the third try. So let me make sure the audio. Let me make sure the audio is okay. I'm gonna have to go on my phone. Mic check. All righty. So we got it working. So third time is the try, right? Third time is the charm, is what they say. So we're gonna see. You guys let me know as you guys come into the live stream if the audio is good. As you come in, please like the video, comment your thoughts, interact with the chat as you come in. I know you guys are having, or hope you guys are having a great Thursday. We only got one more day until it's Friday, man. So I know you guys are happy for the weekend. One more day. We just make it through the day, one more day. But besides that, man, I hope you guys been having a good week so far. A lot of good games coming on for Saturday college football. So it's gonna be a good weekend, man. It's gonna be a good weekend. So you guys see the title. You guys see the title. Men are waking up and beginning to notice that dating is a waste of time. You guys have witnessed this before. And let me get this. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better with the lighting. So you guys, I don't know if I'm the only one. I can't be the only one because I keep talking to guys in my regular life, and I, along with guys you see online. I know you guys are struggling, and today is going to be like an examination of like all the ways that you have seen and witnessed that dating is a bunch of BS right now because it's BS for everybody, unfortunately. Now, I got to give my disclaimer. The disclaimer goes as this because we're going to have some individuals that come into the comment section, some individuals that watch this stream and get triggered. Um, we know there are good women out there. We know that good women exist. We know that um, not all women are capable of, or I wouldn't say all women are capable. I would say there is a portion of women that interact with these things and they do just fine. Some women are actually toxic, some women are not toxic. So we understand the differences. We're not going to focus on that today. Right? But I will say this. Have you guys noticed that when it comes to dating and mating, and this is something that I've noticed with my interactions with women, because I'm a curious person. I like talking to people and I like finding out if my suspicions are right, so to say. So dating is sucking is it sucks for everybody, right? And let me get all this water off me, all this excess water. But dating is bad for everybody right now, more specifically men. And we're going to go through all the reasons why dating is as goofy as it is for men. And women are going to say, well, not all women are like that. Um, this is one thing I've noticed when women get their heart broke because it's the same story over and over and over again when it comes to women. When a woman gets her heart broke, it's usually between the ages of adolescent and her early 20s. Now, the situation is going to go something like this. She's going to be an attractive woman. She's young, innocent. She doesn't know what's going on. And of course, somebody outside is going insane. But she's going to be young, attractive, and she's going to date a guy that's in the top 20% of men. Now, in her adolescent brain, she thinks she's the only woman that he's dealing with, not knowing that this guy has access to multiple women. So, what happens is, and I've got stories to confirm this over and over and over again, because I will ask a woman straight up like certain questions. One, because I'm curious, and sometimes the conversation just tends to go in that direction, right? So I know a woman right now who was dating, or in her head was dating, an athlete, college football athlete, and she foolishly thought that he was the only, or she was the only woman that he was dating. Now, she cultivates this fantasy in her head from what's different from reality. So she's dating this guy, and then she'll notice in his phone that he's getting Snapchats from different women. He's getting DMs from different women. He's on dating apps getting um, different messages. He's getting iMessages from different women, and she goes berserk. That's typically how a woman's heart gets broken. She dates a guy that is high status in her younger years, whether it's a frat guy, whether it's a athlete, whether it's the guy on the basketball team. It don't matter who it is. It's always the top tier guy that breaks her heart. Now, sometimes it can be the high school sweetheart or whatnot, but it's always the same story for the women's side. Guys, it's different. It's completely different. And as a matter of fact, because we're going to stay on this fact for a little bit, I was recently watching a video where, I don't know if you guys have checked out this channel, but it's called Psych Hacks. I think this guy is a psychologist at Harvard or somewhere. Um, since women have entered the dating market, and they're making just as much money, and sometimes in some cases even more. So this causes an unintended consequence, and this is going to play into why dating is BS and how it's such a idiotic loophole of consistent BS. It's like a black hole that kind of just sucks you in, right? So women date across and up, right? They want a guy that's on their level or above. Well, if she makes 100K, 90K, that means she's going to have to date somebody that makes $250,000 for her to feel secure in safety and security. But those guys are extremely rare. So it's going to cause a polygamous uh, consequence. You guys catch where I'm going with this? So if she's up here and most of the men are, I would say, down here, if she's 100K, like she's in the top 5% of women, top 15, 20% of people in the world. So that just decreased her dating pool tremendously just by her um, being her hypergamous nature and her ability to earn money. And what she doesn't realize is, not only does that guy have access to her, but he has access to all the different other women below them. This is how they get their heart broke. This is why some of you guys are struggling to get dates, right? Because the stats keep showing up. 30% of young men, 1 in 3, are not having sex in their early 20s. Well, pretty much guys in the 20s, period. The number is triple. So if you're a woman watching this on the replay, if you come in here on the replay, or if you're coming here as the stream is going, you might need to check and see if your boyfriend, if you're the only one that he's dating, because the stats clearly show polygamous relationships at this point, right? Now, let's look at the delusion of dating right now. All the stupid, idiotic BS that you're going to go through uh, dealing with women in today's modern society. Of course, you got unrealistic dating standards, completely unrealistic. I mean, women expect you to have uh, 12 inches below the waist, some astronomical number of money, expect you just to be 6'4", like just completely withdrawn to the realities of the world, not knowing that only a small percentage of men make six figures, not knowing that a small percentage of men are tall, completely negating facts and statistics, right? And we're guys, we understand stats, all the different types of things, the facts. We have to live with the facts, because if we don't live with the facts, our consequences are much harsher than women. Like the Godfather says, um, women and children can be careless, men cannot be careless. But social media has helped us, because back in the day, like, we have actual footage now of women online acting and behaving like this. Could you imagine being the 1960s? The only guys that knew how females interacted, if females were cheating or whatnot, was a high status guy or an attractive guy. That is the only guy that knew female nature. Now you can actually go online, go through your feed, go through your For You feed, and actually run into these interactions and see how these different types of women act, which is giving validity to why men are checking out. Because not only are the stats saying it, but we have video evidence that is giving us proof that these things are actually true, right? So, unrealistic dating standards, online interaction. Now, we all know at this point in time, nobody's going out to bars. Nobody's going out to bars to meet anymore. Very few people in general are, whenever they go out, are trying to be social. Everybody's stuck in their phone. Everybody's trying to stay at home. People are just trying to go to work. And this is something that I've noticed. Now, I want you guys to let me know if I'm the only one that notices this. I just recently moved to the city. Now, when you hop online, this is the thing that you're going to run into, or that I find myself running into. Whenever you guys um, are about to go on the date, the day of, you get a flake. Now, the reason why they're flaking is because their job is working them to death. Like these, like, I've met a few women that work extremely long hours for low pay. I'm like, God dang, right? And then you got inflation going up, and these women got to make this money. Women are horrible with money. So oftentimes when it's time to go out, she's too damn tired, which is understandable, because I've done that before too. I've been like, man, I worked a 12-hour day. I ain't trying to see nobody. F that. I ain't finna get dressed up, none of that. But that's the thing that you run into. Dating fatigue. Dating fatigue. Think about that for a second. You've encountered so many bad experiences that you have dating fatigue. I should make a whole live stream just examining dating fatigue. But that just goes to show you how bad dating is right now because you got too many bad experiences and a very small number of good experiences. And so you're recognizing that this is a low ROI activity. I'm going to have to take my time elsewhere because it's not worth it. So now let's say you get on the date. The BS doesn't stop there, guys. The BS starts in the beginning on the date or before the date starts, getting to know them, they're responding, getting the match, whatever it is, whether you're meeting them in person, texting them, getting them to call, meet them in person, FaceTiming them, making sure they're not a catfish. That whole process is a process in itself. Now, you got the person in front of you on the date. Then you notice that she's entitled. She wants to know where you work, how much money you got. She starts ordering steak and lobster and all these different types of things, right? Now, this is evident when it comes to guys online. Personally, I don't really do that. I make sure I have enough money or I have a budget before I go on a date, so I'm not trying to penny pinch. I'm not shocked if she orders something good, and plus, I want to go out to a good place as well and spend some good money. But the entitlement, you run into entitled women. Like she feels like it's her gift to her to to allow you to see her on this date. If she's not entitled, she has an attitude. Now, attitudes, I don't know if you got what you guys value more, but for me, peace of mind is number one. As soon as she get to arguing, you being defiant for no reason, complete turn off. She get to being loud for no reason, complete turn off. Then it occurs to you why that individual is on a dating app because in their real life, people see them for what they are and they avoid them. So they have to go online, right? This is the whole dating loop that you deal with on a consistent basis. Now, it's different for different guys, but you realize outside of her beauty, she doesn't bring anything else. Another reason why men are noticing that dating is a waste of time. Now, of course, with the online dating, women are going to be even more hypergamous. You got to be tall, you got to be in shape, you got to be good looking. Women judge you harsher when it comes to um, online dating, right? So, looks is everything on online dating. You got to portray value. You might want to, if you got your a good Instagram account, put the Instagram account in, put your top pictures in. If you don't, you're going to struggle with online dating, which is guys are finding out. And they're like, I got to do all these different types of things just to attract the woman. Now, check this out, guys. I've talked to a recent cousin. Uh, he traveled recently because he works overseas. He does security. Um, he noticed that women in these third world countries treat their men that barely make $10,000 like a king. But in America, you have to do all these different types of things. You have to do all these different types of factors that you have to fit in for the woman to even give you a shot, right? Total and utterly materialistic um, BS that these women are having, right? Which is playing more into why men are figuring out that this is a waste of time. Now, cold approach is all the way dead. Like cold approach is in the ground. Now, why is cold approach in the ground? Well, of course, we got online stuff, but it's not that. Some guys will still shoot their shot. Why is there a shortage of guys shooting their shot? People will say guys are nervous and insecure or non-confident. No, 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 no. Why would you cold approach somebody when first of all you know it's a low chance that you'll succeed? Not only that, you'll get a harassment charge, hurt your earning potential potentially when you try to get a job because that's on your record. You know what I'm saying? And then women always are recording you, whether you know it or not. They have a way of recording you. So she'll record you on a video and then spin the narrative a certain way and have everybody on social media humiliating you. That is why cold approach is dead. That's why even there's a percent, yes, there is a percentage of guys that are insecure and are non-confident and struggle to approach women in period. But when you put on that harassment and then you put on that humiliation, the guys that had the gall that would do it, you just shrunk that number to a sliver now because of those factors that we have to deal with in this Me Too era, right? Now, we went through the delusions of dating. Now we need to go through some of the experience that you deal with as a young person, as a young man, that you notice all the way up into your current stages and even until your older years, your experiences. And this experience could be from seventh grade all the way up until post college. You guys are in a marriage or whatnot, right? What are some experiences with women that you ultimately come to a conclusion about with these different experiences? Women's actions do not line up with their words. I mean, that's like one of the top ones when it comes to understanding women. This one throws most young men for a loop, right? Because you're thinking logically. You're trying to understand and fix a problem potentially. How many of you guys have talked to a woman, and this could have been a friend or something, right? It could have been a woman that you were attracted to, but you're talking to her and she's talking mess about her boyfriend or some guy that she hates, and she says he's an asshole and he's all these different types of things, toxic and talking to other girls. And then the next day, you see them in the hallway talking, she's cheesing, they're hugging. As a matter of fact, we've seen instances as to where you will see her the next day and she'll be hugging and kissing the guy. And as a young guy, you're trying to compute in your head. You're like, damn, like yesterday, she told me she hated this guy. Today, she's with him walking around, they're holding hands, they're kissing, they're making out. What is going on? That's a valuable lesson that you have to understand, that you learn at a early that you should have learned as an early adolescent, that women's words don't go very far. As men, we have certain standards that we have to hold ourselves to, a man of his word. If you're not a man of your word, you're not going to get business deals. You're not going to get business anyway. You're not going to be a good worker, right? You're not going to be where you say you are. Men aren't going to trust you if you're not a man of your word, right? But that just goes to show you the different worlds that we live in as men and women. What's the next thing you worry that you notice about women? Now, this one's going to break your heart, or this one broke your heart when you went through it. Women are fickle whenever you start losing in life. I was talking to a guy, and I never had this fortune um, to go through this, but I'm sitting there talking to one of my friends in college. We were on the job, we had a little break, and we were talking about our high school sports days. And he was like, man, I remember when I was in high school and I got injured. I had a girlfriend at the time, and yeah, we fixed it. We fixed it, crypto. I don't know what was going on. The Matrix was trying to stop us for real. But anyway, it could have been just something stupid. I could be over exaggerating. But back to the story, this guy had got injured, and I could tell by his mannerisms that this potential story was really a dark place for him. And I forget how we got on this subject, but you guys just follow me. So he says he got injured and he couldn't play for, I think, the rest of the season. He had got injured like midway through the season. Do you guys know that his girlfriend left him? As soon as he got injured, he was dating a cheerleader on the team, right? As soon as he got injured, she left. Some of you guys have noticed post college or whatever, whenever you lose your job, Chris Rock had a joke about it. Whenever you lose your job, you get put on a countdown to how long you can fix it. Because if you don't fix it before that countdown ends, she's going to skedaddle on your ass. Real shit. So you realize that love is conditional. There's a terms and conditions to interactions with women. And if you notice that if those terms and conditions aren't met, she's going to be out. Meaning, if you lose your spot in society, if you lose your spot at the job, if you lose whatever it is, that woman is going to leave most times. And if she doesn't leave, well, we need to play the celebration music for you because that's the woman you need to stay with. Yeah, man, it's hypergamy. It's everywhere, bro. Everywhere. This is. Let me tell you guys a story. Another story. This is a personal story that happened to me in college. Me and my friends, we had went out to a club, and two of my friends, I was the only one wanting to go to the club, right? And I was trying to get them to go because they were kind of like being kind of boring. And I was like, man, let's just go out. Let's just have a good time, drink a little bit, and just dance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just go out, just be a free spirit for the night, as they call it in college, right? So we go out, we're chilling. The night is going real slow. About 11:30, 11:40, we change positions. We move to higher ground. We go to the second stage. There's two stairs at this club. There's the bottom floor and the top floor. We go to the top floor and we start doing our thing. At one point, and this is no lie, guys, I'm not making this story up. I could have friends that we still talk about the story today because it was so crazy. At one point, because we were having such a good time and enjoying ourselves. Um, at one point, the whole club, the bartenders, the people upstairs and downstairs, were looking at the three of us. Now, since we were getting the majority of the attention, guess what the women were doing? Guess what a woman actually did? A woman actually walked her behind up the stairs and got around us just to get around that attention and to feel that attention and kind of steal that attention from us. Women go where the attention is, like the hypergamy. It never really truly ends, right? It never really truly ends. Now, what's the next thing? And we see this with guys that get locked up as well, guys that go to jail. I mean, if you go to, I've seen this with numerous guys. If you have a girlfriend and you go to jail, like hang that up, bro. You're gonna be gone for 3 to 4 years. Hang that up, bro. That's done. That's done. She gonna be having sex with your best friend. I've heard them stories way too many times. What's the next thing you notice that your experiences with women have taught you? The next thing you notice is that women have manipulation tactics. Now, you're not going to understand the manipulation tactics until you talk to older men or until you get screwed over enough times. This is when you notice this in your um, early to mid 20s. You're going to notice these as a adolescent. You're not going to understand these manipulation tactics like projection and gaslighting. Like the phenomenon of gaslighting is amazing to me, and women are fantastic at it. Like, have you guys ever um encountered a woman that gaslit you and you actually believed her? Now, in case you guys don't know what gaslighting is, let me give you guys an example of what gaslighting might be. So, a person might do something, right? And you'd be like, "Hey, your light on your car is on," or "Hey, you got a text message on your phone. Your phone just rang." Gaslighting is you have evidence for a specific behavior, but the other person will deny it. I seen you walking with such and such the other day. No, I didn't. That wasn't me. That's gaslighting. When you know for a fact that something or that person did something, um, but when you confront them about it, they deny it like the plague. That's gaslighting. Now, it's hard for men to gaslight because we'll take it to the next level. But for a woman, she will be overly emotional. She'll be like, "Oh my God, no, I didn't. I wouldn't even do nothing like that." And like as a young innocent man, you're completely um out of the loop. You're completely confused, right? You're bamboozled by these tactics, right? Because you have no clue or recollection of what she's doing, right? Now, the next thing or the next lesson that you notice from your experiences with women, and this contributes to why you think and why you have the idea that dating is a waste of time and that chasing women is a waste of time, is you notice that being the nice guy, that doesn't work. Being the nice guy never works because, like I said earlier, women will say something and not mean it. What they say and what they respond to are two completely different things. Women say they want a nice guy. They want chivalrous nice guys. They want gifts whenever they're feeling bad. They want compliments uh, whenever they to feel beautiful all the time. They say they want those things. They say they love those things, and then you'll see a toxic guy, and she'll fall in love with that guy, and he won't do any of those things. Any of them. He won't do any of them. Zilch. And he'll have sex with her. He'll date her. He'll do some bad things and she'll still stay with him. All this other BS. Next, you learn not to get emotional and vulnerable with women. Guys, all it takes, and this is one for the ladies if you're watching this or if you watch this on the replay, uh, the quickest way to lose a man's trust and respect is to tell your friends or tell other people something or let the world know about something that he told you in sacred. That is the quickest way to get X'd out. Like if a woman does that to me, that's an automatic breakup. That is an automatic breakup. How many times have you guys um, been doing something? You guys are talking to your woman. You're like, hey, I'm struggling with this area. Hey, this really bugs me. And then you'll notice you'll go to school the next day, and then you'll have people coming up to you um, talking about and addressing the thing that you told her in private. So all these things that I'm listing are all the reasons why you come to the conclusion that you cannot trust women. Not 100%, because they lie with their words. They're fickle when you start losing. They're just fickle, period. Um, they'll take your kindness for weakness. They'll use your vulnerabilities against you. And you know what's interesting as well about women and how they act? Women don't apologize. Like, when was the last time you heard a woman apologize for something? I want you guys to think about that for a second. When was the last time you heard a woman apologize about something? You haven't. And if you did, it was probably one or two women. And you had to beg and plead for them to apologize. Why? Because women hate taking accountability and responsibility for their actions. Yeah, crypto, getting a woman to apologize. I mean, if you're waiting for an apology from a woman, you're going to be waiting to the ice ages. You're going to be long and gone, bro. They do not apologize for anything, and they know they be wrong. They know they be wrong. Man. So after all these different experiences that you run into and that you have uh, encounters with women, all these different things teach you not to trust him. And ultimately, you come to a fork in the road. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm on my period. I'm so sorry. Like their sorry is just sorry. Like them saying sorry doesn't mean any like even like think about it like this. It's already hard to get them to apologize. But when they do say sorry, it's like the most idiot sorry. Like the most meaningless sorry ever said. Sorry, I can't see you tonight. Sorry, I gotta go. Sorry, I'm on my period. What's going on, B Love? What's going on? The most meaningless sorry. So you have two things you have to worry about when it comes to women apologizing. One, they're not going to. Two, if they do apologize, it's meaningless. It's meaningless most times. So this is what after you encounter women and you go on enough dates and you've dated enough women and you've been in relationships with enough women, you come to a fork in the road. As a man, you start to connect the dots. You start to think logically. You start the big head starts out thinking the little head because the source of your problems or your loins are pushing you to procreate. That is the source of your problems. If you didn't have your loins pushing you so hard to procreate, you would be able to look back and evaluate the situation and evaluate the woman for if she's good or not much easier. Well, you know she's cold blooded, and you know she lying. Rain check on it. Oh man, like their excuses. Like at this point, like just say I can't make it. They got to come up with some kind of stupid excuse that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, what is the fork in the road that I'm talking about? So you have on one end chasing women, and then you have on the other end making money, self improvement, getting in shape, and so you're sitting back evaluating each one. If I chase women, I won't make the money I want. I won't become a master at my craft. I won't be in shape because I'll spend way too much time and dating and approaching and getting into women and getting on date naps. That is a long process. Like, think about it like this, guys. Guys spend hours just trying to get one lay. They put in hours just to get one date. Hours. So once you're operating in your logic, you're like, why would I chase women when I could just self improve? And once I get the money, once I get in shape, once I get the house, they'll flock. And at that point, you have an awakening. And then you put women on the back burner and you become indifferent to women, which ultimately attracts them even more. And now you figured out the cheat code. I had to flake on a date, which happened. Yeah, yeah. Guys don't really flake like that. We're not the ones flaking. Now, I'll flake if it's an ugly woman. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say an ugly woman because I would say like average. Like you can take it or leave it. Ugly woman, you're like, be love. I don't believe in dating. Facts. Facts. That's how it works, Jerry C. That's how it works. And men come to that realization, but they come to it too late, or they come to it later in life. I wouldn't say too late, but they come. Sometimes it's too late. Yeah, it takes a while, man. Like everything for a man, it takes a while and it takes experience for you to fully get the experience and understand it and to apply it properly. Like it takes a while, man. Like I'm starting to understand the wisdom of the older men. Like wisdom is so important for men to understand and for it to be passed down to you so that you understand uh how life works, right? Because everything takes time as a man. Everything. Dating takes time to understand women, going on enough dates, learning how to make money and not just make money, but maintain money, get to your dream job. Like everything takes years, man. Years. So guys are noticing that there is a low ROI when it comes to chasing and pursuing women, mainly because of their delusional dating standards, unrealistic dating standards, their entitlement, their attitude. They bring nothing else to the table except beauty. So guys are like, man, I'm being single or I'm going across seas. Yeah. See, that's the thing, crypto runner. That's the thing. I would say, and I'm the same way. Like being a bachelor, and that's the misconception that women have. Like they all think we want to be players and we want to be max and PIMPs. That's a very small percentage of your guys that want to be bachelors for the rest of their life. Most guys, if we get a good woman that brings value, that's loyal, we will happily take ourselves to the side. Because if you've tried to spin plates, so to say, or date multiple women, that is a headache. That is a headache in managing all them emotional personality types. I can't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. That's too much of a headache. Hell no. Hell no. Like dudes be getting mad at these athletes and dudes be getting mad at these celebrities and like how easily they get women and how easily they can attract women. Like this is what I'm noticing. And this is how you know I'm maturing as a man, right? And if you're an older person, you're going to understand exactly what the hell I'm going to say. Um, when you see a good looking woman, when you see a woman with a big butt, when you see a woman with big titties, and she looks beautiful, the instant thing that goes through your head is there is a problem with that woman attached to that big butt, attached to that smile, attached to that hair, or attached to them titties. There is some problem that I cannot see right now that is going to cause my life to be in shambles or potentially put me through the ringer. Like that's how you begin to think once you understand the ROIs of dating women. You're like, man, she looks fine as hell, but I know there's something she's hiding. There's some toxic trait. There's something wrong with her. Like that's how you begin to think as a man. Once you start to think in your logic and you start to understand, right? You go through these experiences. And if you guys are looking at women and looking for women, just purely off the fact of their beauty, you're doing it wrong, man. You're doing it so wrong. Like beauty will only take you so far. Like most guys will value their peace of mind over an attractive woman. Like we would rather take a plain Jane that treats you right. That woman will win over the attractive, highly attractive woman that's a headache every time. Every time. Every time. So, man, like all the different BS that you're gonna have to deal with women just isn't worth it. So as you guys come in, like the video, comment your thoughts about the subject. We're kind of just interacting with the chat at this point, getting you guys' opinions on dating, you guys' different experiences. So if you guys want to participate in the chat, I appreciate you. I'll be reading everybody's chats. So exactly. Exactly. Crypto runner. Because the world has taught her all she needed to be was attractive. And she could get whatever she wants. And another reason why that happens is because we got too many damn simps running around this mug that will just give an attractive woman any and everything. They'll take her to Ruth Chris on the first date. They'll give her a Birkin bag, a car, like, and they ain't even known the woman for 6 months. Yeah, facts. Unreal. It's unreal. Like the simp epidemic is a real legit problem. Like it actually is. Like guys got to snap out of that programming. Long term relationship. That's what it stands for. Below. Long term relationship. Yeah, man. Like you know what's interesting? You guys see in all the talking points I came up with on this video, and you know what the interesting part about it is? Some guys don't ever snap out of it. Like I'm starting, it's weird. Like, how can you go through the ringer and still go at the experience the same way? Like a simp will get done wrong and go simp again. Get done wrong, go simp again. Like he's the definition of insanity. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's what the simp uh refuses to believe, that less is more. Like since I moved to the city and these women are so busy and like they're so tired from work, most of them just want to stay inside. Which, you know, if you know how to escalate, you know that's a win. But this is what you have to realize, guys. And I hate to break you guys' heart, but it's the truth. And this is just I've just put together the for back of a better phrase, just put things together. A woman from 16 to about 25, she's already did everything. She's traveled. She done been to Cancun. She done been on the boats. She done been taken out to Ruth Crest and Mastro's. Like she's already done everything in that 6 year period. So anything that you do at that point is just an exercise in futility. Like it's not going to excite her. Like Crypto Run, you're older than me. Have you ever took a woman someplace and she wasn't like ecstatic to be there? And then you ask her, and then she's like, "Well, yeah, I used to do this. I dated a guy that was a CEO or something." Like from their ages 18 to 24, they talk to these guys. Like they have the reach and the looks to attract the six figure, the millionaires, the athletes, the frat guys, the top frat guys. Like they have the access in these age groups to attract these men. So they already have the experiences. Most good women are indoors minding their business. Out well, I had to think on it for a second, but you're not far off. You're not far off. They go to work, like getting a woman to go out, or getting a good woman to go out to like a club. Shoot, that ain't gonna happen. Like she's not even gonna do that with her friends. Like they gonna their definition of hanging out is like going out, is like going doing their own personal house party and playing games or smoking or whatever. And they do that inside their own private um house or whatnot. Party day. Yeah, now those are the women that want to get taken out. Those are the women that haven't had the experiences, that want the experiences. That or she wants you to spend a whole bunch of money on her. You know what's crazy too? And I remember I have a story about this. Um, some women will literally just go on a date with you because they hungry as hell. The foodie call. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I approach it too. Like guys don't understand that power move. Like that's a power move. You don't want your woman to. You don't want the woman to pay for anything. Like I always find that hilarious. How guys will go out on a date and be like, they'll go out to a nice restaurant and be like, "I want you to pay your half." Like what? Like bro, like you got to realize whether the woman is attractive or not, she's probably broke. You go out to date, it's $50, and you want her to pay $25. She probably ain't got $25. She probably ain't even got $25. And you know what else? And this is a harsh reality that guys ultimately come through or come to uh, from your bad experiences with women. And this is a harsh reality, but it is what it is. I've come to this reality as well, especially in today's reality or today's dating market. The thing that you have to accept, or the thing you have to be aware of, guys, is at the relationship, the casual dating, the friends with benefits, all of whatever relationship you want to call it, it could end the marriage. It can end at any time for any specific reason. And it could be she's just looking for a new experience. It could be because she's bored and want to do something else. Like women are capable of uprooting your whole life because they're not emotionally satisfied. Be love, not yet. I don't do panel discussion. I might do that in the future, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. So that's a harsh reality that you have to accept. Your relationship with this woman could end at any second for any reason at any time. right? So see what else you guys got to say before we get up out of here. Before we get up out of here. And that's the other thing about dating crypto. You have to date and talk to multiple women just to get one. Like as a guy, you have to spin plates. Like you can't talk to one woman at one time and then talk to this woman the next time. Like you got to talk to a whole bunch of women. Because if you talk to 8 women, 4 of them are not going to respond after the second reply or third reply. The next 4 out of the next 4, one's going to ghost. Then you got 3. One of them you're going to get the FaceTime call, and then she's going to flake the day of. Then the 2 that you go on a date with, one of them is going to be a catfish. One of them is going to be a woman that you don't like. One of them is going to be entitled, have a bad attitude. And then the other woman is going to be a solid, decent woman. Might be one date you actually meet. Yeah, man. Yeah. You have to date. Like women think that we're monsters for doing that, but it makes complete sense actually because I don't think women understand. Do you guys think that women understand how fickle they are? Like women are fickle. They will drop you at the first sign of trouble, the first sign of uncomfortability. Like they will skedaddle. They see a better option, they will leave fast. That's why you have to get good at noticing when women um have burning desire. And those are the women that you're supposed to date. Any other woman, she could leave and do some other stuff. And that's another thing about how stupid the dating game is and how fickle women are. Have you guys ever like been out somewhere and like a woman is just staring you down, like she's just warning you to get the number. And then you go up and get the number, or she matches with you on the dating app and she texts you first. And she just like don't reply. Like you're like, what the hell? That's how fickle women are. Like she'll show you interest deliberately just to ultimately reject you in the end. Facts. That's all it was. That's exactly what all it was. Just attention. That's all it was. Like men are addicts for success. Women are addicts for attention. Like as men, we'll never understand that. Why women thirst for attention so much. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Not saying that we don't look for validation from women or other people outside of us as well, but they will literally do go to the extremes to get attention. Like a woman will do whatever to get 1 million followers. She'll dress half naked and do all kinds of stuff. Ask for my number, then never hit me up. Left me like, why did she? Exactly, reptile. Exactly. That's how fickle and wishy washy women are. See, now y'all are we're see, this is why I have to talk about this stuff because sometimes I think I'm the only one that's dealing with this stuff. And then I talk to my single friends in real life, and then I come on the live streams and talk and interact with you guys. Like all these different experiences are why guys ultimately become indifferent to women, or we just stop dating altogether because it's just too much BS to deal with. At every level of the stage, there's BS, there's friction. Even once you get the woman, you're in the relationship, the friction doesn't end. You know what's crazy, crypto? Sometimes you do that and you hit her up and she just fucking just leave you hanging, bro. Most times they can't, though. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. If you ain't got any experience, like, yeah, you don't really ask her what she wants to do. You just kind of like, hey, we're going here. We're going XYZ. We're doing XYZ. And like when you guys are setting up these dates, like make sure it's something that you want to do as well. Like when I go to a nice restaurant and I spend some decent amount of money, like I do that because I want to eat good food and have a good experiences too. Like it's not just to impress her. Like like I want to do some fun stuff too. Like this is not a one-sided interaction. This is where I can't get with the simps because the simps will go to extreme lengths just to please her. I'm like, bro, like, don't you want to have a good time as well? As you guys come in, just like the video, we're just kind of interacting with the chat right now, getting you guys' thoughts on the topic. I'll be reading all the comments and replying to them live and in color. What else are some encounters that you guys have with women? Like it's so many encounters. It's so many different situations that you can go through. Yeah, women suck at leading, right? They cannot lead to save their lives, and that's the thing. And that's another realizations that you have to go to. Shout out to Outwardly Crass for supporting the show. I appreciate your support, man. As my man Joker from Better Bachelor says, the first red pill isn't taken orally. I'm pretty sure we've all been burned. Facts. Facts. It's from your experiences, it's from what you go through as a man. Man, all like being burned is a part of the dating world. Like that's how you learn, unfortunately. That's how you get these different experiences and how you come to these different realizations. And that's why women can't be leaders. Is because they're not as what's the as altruistic as men are. Constantly, Amar. I'm calling you ETV. Constantly playing games, man. But that's why women don't make for good leaders is because a guy will have six figures and go out with the hot chick that works at as a barista at Starbucks. A woman that makes six figures and you work at as a waiter at a high-end restaurant, she gonna look down upon you. So who makes for a better leader? Men. That's how that goes, typically. Like women, shoot, there's so many damn things you got to be worried about, so many factors you have to be aware about in today's Western culture that will X you out. This is why some of you guys are struggling because women's perception of what a man should be is completely disoriented. It's completely delusional. It's completely unrealistic. And unfortunately, uh, they've traveled down this road too far for them to turn back, which is a reason why you guys are starting to notice that dating isn't worth your time. That plays into it. Many excuses. And this is one thing I've noticed, ETV. Um, when women come up with excuses, there's another bull in the ring. They're talking to another guy or multiple guys. That's what it boils down to. They're talking to multiple guys, and at that particular moment, that the guy that she wanted either came back into her life or something, or hit it back up, and so she came up with an excuses to ditch your opportunity. Crazy how that works, right? Crazy how that works. Yeah. Going back to one of your points, crypto, um, they're broke, man. Inflation is kicking everybody's ass, and you know it's kicking women's ass because they can't manage money to save their life. That's why they need a man. Opinion on passport bros. I think it's only a solid option if you're willing to live in a country with better marriage laws. Well, that's a good point. It's so many different factors for passport bros to actually work. Like you have to be a guy that makes six figures and above, that has the time to travel. Maybe you can have the afford the ability or have the ability. You have an online business or whatnot, and you can make money online and live in a different location. Like passport bros sounds good on paper, and it makes sense if you have the money and you have the resources and you have the opportunity to date and do these different types of things. But most guys don't have that time. Like if you work a 9 to 5, you're not finna be a passport bro. You ain't got the time, right? And then you don't want to bring, you don't want to go to Thailand or Vietnam or Colombia or Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, and then bring the woman back over here. She's just going to get feminized by these other women. Facts, ETV. Like you have to worry about the laws over there too, right? You know what's crazy? I've seen videos of the passport bros going overseas and them showing the type of women that they deal with. I'm like, bro, you could have dealt a Western woman looks just like that. Like they go over to these different countries and they be dating the same women. The woman be having colored hair, half dressed. I'm like, bro, you could have dated that here. Why you waste your time? You supposed to be dating a traditional, conservative, looking woman, not showing no cleavage, not showing her butt cheeks, none of that. Facts, ET. That's a real problem. Like you have to go over there with you gotta that's a language barrier. You don't know what's going on. That's why if you travel overseas, you have to go with a group of people. Sounds hard to find it. What you mean? Man, like I don't know what have you guys noticed that? Like, have you guys noticed this? Like women in the Western culture, they'll have their hair colored green. They be having these long ass fingernails. Like what guy likes green hair and long fingernails? Exactly, reptile. It's getting bad, man. Like I seen a video of a woman at the what do you call it, at the airlines or TSA, whatever you call it. Her shorts were too damn small, so you could see the bottom half of her butt cheeks. Hey, crypto, you gonna have to, man. You, guys are gonna have to at how ruthless women are today and how selective women are today, and even that might not be enough. That's how crazy uh, women have gotten today. Like I got a video coming out, I think next week, where it's a short video, it won't be a live stream, where the mainstream is calling Drake an incel. He's has incel behaviors. Facts. All in the gym. Oh man, reptile. Have you been to the gyms lately? Have y'all been to the gyms lately? When I used to watch guys back in the day say that the gym was the new nightclub. It's 100% real. The way these women come dressed to the gym, like what you said about the wedgie is a legit style that they're doing on purpose. I see women wear certain clothes showing up. Facts. Facts. Like these women have no respect for themselves. Like they call us misogynist and looking at them as sexual objects, but they ultimately display themselves and view themselves as sexual objects. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up, man. Exactly. Bro, you just trying to chill and work out. You're not trying to be there for 3 hours. You're not trying to be no damn bodybuilder. You're trying to get on your machine, do your little bicep curls and bench press, and your little tricep push downs and do some abs and get out of there, man. You over here distracted. Facts, ETV. Facts. Gyms are horrible, man. Like these women wear no underwear and be having that wedgie style. And then once you look, they call you creepy. I mean, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this up. Facts. Facts. Like it's getting so bad at the gym, man, that you can't even make eye contact. Don't even make eye contact. Don't even look their way because you don't know if she's recording you. There's been guys where online that have looked over and trying to just see if the woman's going to be okay on the squat rack because she's struggling lifting the weight up, and he's trying to see if he should go over there and help her out. And she's recording him, and then she'll post it to social media and say he's a creepy dude. Like, they're crazy, bro. Crazy. And then some of the women, they don't even work out. They just show up dressing scantily clad just to walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes and leave. 30 minutes and leave. Facts, ETV. Yeah, like I ain't trying to. I'll say what's up to the trainers because sometimes the trainers be that's like their business. They got to be friendly to everybody. So I might say what's up, put two fingers up, but we ain't finna be spitting there talking for 20 minutes. Nah, man. We trying to got other stuff to do. And that's the other thing guys got to realize. Like, guys take here the gym, like, hey, you should go work out. And then they like overdo it. Like, there's a such thing as like you have to be on the optimal uh level of weight. Like, most women aren't attracted to those overly muscular body shapes. Now, she don't want you to be skinny either, but there's like a balance between the two that is what women really like. So then guys go to the gym and they're hitting the gym and they get too big and they wonder why they still can't attract women. Swimmers bod. And like I call it like the best what do you call it? Physical type for better um yeah, man. Like, these dudes be trying to squat 3 plates. I'm like, bruh, you finna kill yourself. You finna first of all, the human body wasn't constructed to do all that damn squatting, all that dang heavy weight. Like, your knees will give out. Like, you're hurting your knees tremendously. That's why these guys be having all these damn ACL injuries because they put they've overworked their bodies. They're carrying around too much muscle, and their muscles are too stiff. All right, Crypto. We'll see you, man. We'll see you in the next live stream. Yeah, we ain't got too much longer in there anyway. Probably go to about an hour and a half. But yeah, man. I think they call it a gym sale, like an in sale in the gym. You do too much lifting. Now, some guys just got good genetics. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do 10 push-ups and just cock diesel. Yeah. Yeah, there's actual studies where a woman's legs can be just as strong as a man's legs. It's the upper body strength where it's the big difference. Yeah, big difference. But yeah, I think we about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. I wish you guys a good rest of your week. Yeah. Yeah, for most men. For most men. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming in and watching the live stream. I appreciate the guys supporting the live stream. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. Next week I'll try to do at least 3 live streams. So you guys look for me probably Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm gonna try to get them done on those days. So, but you guys have a good weekend, a good week. I know you guys been working hard at work. You guys do a risk assessment of dating, put your purpose first, and then let the women fall where they may. Focusing on women is a low or ROI, low return on investment activity. So your time is better spent self-improvement, self-improving, getting your finances together, getting some knowledge. Not saying you shouldn't get any experience with women, but there's a point where chasing too many women is just a exercise in futility. But I appreciate you guys coming in here on the way out. Like the video, man. We'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.